So, hello everyone. I welcome you to my session, to my training today. And let me introduce myself. My name is Elisabeth Köstner, and I worked as a soloist performer in musical theater for the last 13 years. I recently started to direct my first musical production, so that's what I mainly do at the moment. I studied singing, dancing, and acting, but before I got my bachelor in communication science in Munich and specified in research how media affects people, or rather what impact media has on us. This was a long time ago, before Instagram even started or social media became popular. But during performing on stage in the last decade, I observed and I never let go thinking about how performing on stage affects people in the audience, and furthermore questioned how institutions in my branch do their marketing to reach people. In my opinion, theaters and other cultural institutions missed so many opportunities to really reach people and generate a younger audience. So I wasn't very happy about it, let's put it like that. Even disappointed when in 2017 video content started to become popular and my theater didn't do anything about it. So I started vlogging on my own about our rehearsals. And fortunately, this was very appreciated by the theater, but they never invested in this kind of content. So during COVID, I decided to start my own business to help other people, other artists working in the cultural sector to become more visible online. And I first produced videos for them, like demo videos and teasers or image videos. And now I am offering online coaching sessions, courses to teach marketing basics and content creating. So that's what I do for 4 years now, and I'm very happy to be here and yeah, hopefully teach you some new things about social media and marketing. I assume you all know each other because you are in this big project together, but I don't know you and I don't know how much you know about social media and marketing and stuff. So please, could you answer me some questions in the chat? From 1 to 5, how much do you know about marketing? 1 is very little and 5 is I'm an expert. 6. Okay, thanks. How much do you strategically and practically use what you know about marketing from 1 to 5? Okay. About Instagram. Yes or no, do you have an account? Cool. These are a lot of yeses. Mainly, actually. Yeah. To what extent do you use Instagram to promote yourself as an artist? 1 is you mainly use it as a private account, and 5 is you mainly use it as an artist professional account. Okay, thanks. Yes or no? Do you know the difference between posts, stories, reels, and lives? do you know how to create those type of posts? Yes or no? Not all. Yeah, that's my following question. Okay. So what would you say about which one do you know least about, or what is the most problematic type of postings for you? Write down posts, stories, reels, or lives. Just write down the keyword. Oh, I figured. It would be reels. Okay. What does lives mean? Is this the question? Or is it everyone is laughing, so I assume it is a rhetorical question? Patient? You can
No,
just...
like I never saw anyone doing lives.
You never?
Like
Okay.
no.
Oh, in the musical business, it's very common. Everyone goes live in their dressing room. Interesting. Okay. Next question. Do you create content on a regular basis? I mean, and with regular, I mean no longer gaps in between. So let's say regular means at least one posting, reel or image post every 2 weeks. And in what extent do you create video content from 1 to 5? 5 is mostly video content, 1 is no video content at all. Right. Is there any topic in particular you want to know more about? This is an open question, so just write down keywords, questions, sentences, anything. You can think about that during the session, and if anything pops in your head, just write it down and tell me later, or write it in the chat, and I will try to answer the question or dive into the topic if it is not already be answered in my presentation. All right, thanks a lot for answering my questions. Now I have more of a feeling how much you all know about the topic, and hopefully can adjust my lecture a little bit according to your knowledge. So let me start the presentation, and you will get this presentation afterwards, so don't worry about writing everything down. You can just follow and make notes if you want, or listen and try to to remember afterwards. Ah. Oh, why can't I put it on the whole screen? Sorry. I hate it. The plus button is gone. Does anyone know how to go to whole screen without having the green button there?
Do you mean the thing that comes from the top, Elisabeth?
Yes, but it
Uh,
doesn't come.
after um
I just tried it out and it did work,
yeah.
but now it's gone.
Hmm.
Mm, yeah. Sorry, guys. I have it when it's not shared. It's not there when I start sharing the screen. Why? Let's try it like this. Can you read the things? Yeah. All right, so we want to talk about boost your online visibility as an artist with focus on Instagram. And today's topics will be the following. How can I establish a professional Instagram channel as an artist? I will show you fundamental marketing strategies for genuine self-promotion that resonate positively. I want to talk about what is content marketing in particular and which strategy you should adopt. What criteria does the algorithm employ to assess my Instagram activity? Which types of posts should you utilize to achieve optimal reach for your target audience? And how should content 2025 look like to reach people? And first of all, I will dive into some data statistics and advancements because this is, for me, it's always the base, and to show you the importance of social media. We have a feeling about this, but I think it's rather good to know the numbers and the reason why content looks like it looks 2025. So from 2024 to 2025, um, uh, oh, and I have the sources down there if you want to dive deeper into the topic and yeah, read more about all the data and the development of social media. So we have 5.2 billion individuals who are on social media globally at the moment, and this represents 65% of the world's population, and approximately 1.2 million new users register each day. On average, everyone is 2 hours and 90 minutes on social media on a daily basis, and videos dominate social media. So this is all things you know by consuming it, I assume. In general, internet is used on first place to keep in touch with people by chatting and messaging. But as you can see, social media, social networks are here within the first 4 reasons to use the internet. And the motivation to use the internet is like it was when it started, to find information and keeping in touch with friends and family, which is, by the way, the first reason to use social media in particular. I told you that video content is most popular at the moment when we are on the social media platforms, and which video content works when you, according to these statistics, is music videos, comedy memes, viral videos, or how-to and tutorial videos, instructional manual videos. These are all hints how you should create content. That's why I show you these numbers. And this is also important for some people when it comes to the decision, which platform should I be on? So here a ranking of platform by usage. WhatsApp is here included in the digital report. Then it is Instagram, Facebook, and then TikTok, but TikTok gains more and more people, more users. When it comes to popularity, it's actually the same uh, order according to the digital report. I have also some data from this blog entry because YouTube is included, and as you can see, YouTube is the platform with the main reach or with the most reach you can have, but is also the most difficult one to create on. Here's a quick summary which should help you to decide which platform is useful for you, because this depends on your target audience, and you can just go through these numbers and decide, should I go to TikTok or should I stay on Facebook or is it Instagram? As you can see, I made a research about how old the audience is on these platforms and so on, but this is not what we are talking about today, which platform you should be on, because this is a focus on Instagram. But first, before we talk about how to establish a professional Instagram channel, as an artist, I want to tell you some things about basic marketing. And especially regarding to social media, point number 1 is the most important. Having fun, finding joy of experimentation, having joy in or finding joy to try new things and creativity. And I always say, or the best way to create on social media, on Instagram as an artist, is if you feel like social media serves you as an extension of your stage offline. So the biggest obstacle for most people I work with is to do it. And here are the 5 top sentences I hear not to just do it. Most people in our brand struggle with perfectionism. Then there is a common belief that nobody wants to know what I have to say or what I am doing. There's an anxiety to make mistakes, mostly technically. There's concern to embarrass myself because it's forever in the evil internet, and a strong demand to know exactly what to do and how to do it, which is a killer for social media because it doesn't last very long and trends are new and everything is fast. And if you first want to know how to do it, then you are still in 2017 trendy aesthetical ways of creating content. So I suggest a periodic reminder at point one, which was fun, joy of experimentation, joy of trying new things, and creativity. Just keep that in mind when I tell you more about the how to create content. Point 2 is that you learn to perceive yourself as an enterprise, because that's what we are. We are single enterprises. Because when you do so, you can, like an enterprise, analyze your enterprise and then develop a strategy on what you found out in your analysis. Which means, in your analysis, you answer questions like, who are you? What is your profession? And why did you choose to do this profession? When you talk with enterprises, this is also called research, and more in a more detailed way. I also wrote down these questions. What personally matters to you regarding your work or your art? Is one thing you can do to research about your enterprise. And the other way is to collect feedback from external sources passively. So you make like a brainstorming, what you already know, what is special about what you do, or you ask actively persons who know you and who know what you do about your profession. What I always do with people who work for a long amount of time with me, I give them following challenge. I say, until next week, please ask 3 people what they think of first when they hear your name. And then we talk about that. So maybe you can do that to find out more about your enterprise. Analysis and research form the foundation of a targeted content strategy. Strategy is the how you communicate your work to the external audience. And therefore, I want to explain 2 theories to you about marketing strategy. And these are, for me, fundamental marketing strategies for genuine self-promotion that resonate positively. The first one is the funnel theory. Has anyone heard about this theory before? Okay, it's also called the AIDA theory, awareness, interest, desire, action, AIDA. And it means the psychological process somebody goes through when she or he decides to buy something. You know, you first find out that something exists by seeing an advertisement or anything like that, a post. Then you find on this post some things about the product. And when you find this information, you maybe get interested and have the desire to buy the thing. And when you read the price or something, you decide, oh, I want to have it, and I add it to my cart. This works also as an artist or in online, offline, wherever. When you find a new partner, it's also a funnel. You get to know, you get aware of anyone in the room. You start a conversation, you have a desire to meet this person again, and then you, I don't know, take action. So this is the marketing funnel is basically always the general process one goes through when decide for or against something. In our business, awareness is not always easy because awareness often comes from the outside. Like you are given a big stage, you are in a great agency. Your agent gives you the awareness because he or she talks to a lot of people about you. So social media is now an effortlessly is a very simple way to initiate first contacts, to create awareness for you and what you do, because you are not dependent on somebody from the outside. If you do it correctly and if you invest some time to learn how to create content. Does this make sense for you? A lot of people are not are only listening, so I assume I go on. The question is now how to fill these various levels of the funnel with content. So you can have a, you make sure that on every step of the way, people stay in your funnel or get the information to decide if they want to stay or if they don't want to stay. And therefore, I want to explain inbound marketing to you. Inbound marketing means I leverage my visibility to capitalize on the psychological processes individuals undergo when making purchasing decisions. So I use my knowledge that people want to know more about the product. I fulfill the informational requirements of my prospective clients and assist them in making a decision for or against me, or for or against what I have to offer. This is getting very clear when you see the difference between inbound and outbound. So outbound means for me, it's what I thought marketing was, television advertisement, radio transmissions, brochures, mass mailings, print advertisement. You invest a lot of money to get a lot of visual things. So a lot of, hopefully a lot of people will see what you do. Inbound is like the contrary. You concentrate on the information and the unique selling points of your product and how to communicate those to in your niche, and especially to your target audience. And tools for that is social media, is the idea of content marketing in general. You also hear keywords like influencer marketing, client management, search engine optimization, and so on, blogs, landing pages. So all the things you maybe have heard in the last couple of years when it comes to building a small business, finding people you can teach. So these are all principles I read a lot, or I read a lot about in the last couple of years. I want to concentrate on content marketing because this is what I help people to create or to do for themselves. And I want to explain what this term actually means and which strategy you should adopt. Content marketing means that you market with your content. So rather than share the obvious about your offer, you provide specific details regarding the product and the individuals involved. So your target audience is guided through the stages of the funnel by deliberately addressing the need for information inbound, but without consistently utilizing the product as a lure, content marketing. This changes the process of self-marketing to a positive experience for both your target audience and yourself. Ideal, your target is guided through the entire funnel with a single post. So you have awareness, interest, desire, and action in one post. You created your post so well that I have to stay and read until the end and then buy the ticket or book you. But this is not realistic, I have to tell you, sorry. So you should aim that your whole content should guide your target audience through into the funnel and through the funnel. I have some examples to show you the difference between traditional marketing and content marketing. So, for example, I wish to promote a performance. A traditional marketing approach would be I design a portrait image, or I just use a portrait image of myself, or I design a poster or I have a poster of my event, and the caption is my upcoming premiere is scheduled. Join us. Tickets are available now. maybe some emotional things as well. I'm very happy to sing this role. I'm very happy to conduct this piece, whatever. So this would be traditional marketing. Just point out what, yeah, and where, maybe ticket price. Content marketing would be that I share things about the process of the whole event. So I create video and image footage during the practice, when I prepare my sheet music, when I select a dress, when I prepare, when I pack my bag for the travel, when I warm up, whatever. So all what you can sum up to backstage footage would be content marketing. So the text, the caption is primarily outlines the present circumstances, including practice sessions or whatever. And the gig, so the what, is just referenced briefly. Another example, when you wish to promote one of your offers, I assume some of you teach as well, and maybe this in the future this is on the same level as performing, and you want to generate more people booking sessions with you, then this is an example for it. So you have a course or a masterclass or anything to promote. And again, traditional marketing would be you have a Canva template or something. Do you know Canva? I just use this term and maybe you don't know. It's a graphic tool online where you can design images, posters and stuff, templates. It's called Canva, canva.com. And again, in the caption, you are just giving the what and the when and maybe a price. And if it is content marketing, for this example, you again visualize, or you again create footage in video or image which shows the process of you, for example, preparing for this course. But also in this case, you can visualize challenges for the people and emphasize with these challenges that you will give the answer with your course. No? Instead of I am giving a course showing you how to breathe during a high note, you show yourself in a video singing a high note and getting out of breath. Always the problem with the high notes. Yeah, so this is more catchy. This would be more emphasizing the problem. And then in the caption, you again primarily outline the present circumstances. It's so difficult, the breathing during singing. I always have problems with whatever. But I found out how to do it, and I have a routine, and I show you how you can manage your high notes, and so you briefly refer to your course. That's the difference between content marketing and traditional marketing. And to anticipate to what I will talk about a lot later, and add something to these examples, and answer the question how content 2025 should look like to reach people. In 2025, images and videos, or in general content, should be more kind of snapshots, currently procedure, real in the moment, a comment, opinion. You can do audio narratives on the move in various locations, in motion, to have a visual stimulus. So in general, it's already catchy when something is in motion, when I start to look at a video. So it should seem spontaneous and random. It doesn't have to be spontaneous and random, so you can script randomness, but just keep in mind that these are things people want to see, or rather the feeling of being part of what you do is what is important for people, rather than being given the outcome. Does this make sense when you just think about what you see online? at the moment? Yeah. Okay, cool. So fewer professional portraits. This is 2017. Fewer stage photographs. Fewer demos trailers, and so on. This is a translation from German, explainer bear. Does this make any sense to you guys? In Germany, we say Erklärbär. Do you know what I mean with that? Okay, I mean like you plan to promote your event and you're sitting down on stage, having your camera in front of you, and you open with, I am so glad to talk about my next role. And I'm training for it for 2 years now, and it is so difficult, and finally I can sing it. And this is the one and only routine I do to reach the high note of this and that area. Rather, just sing and do the routine. No explanation, or if you explain, it is more on the move. It is like somebody just caught you rehearsing it. Okay, so I asked about Instagram and how your skills on the platform are, and I think everyone is kind of familiar with the Instagram surface, so I will keep this very short. But if you have, open your Instagram app, if you have it by hand. All right. So when I start Instagram, I am on my home screen. So the house down on the left is black. And I have the follower feed, which means scrolling up and down. And in the following feed, the algorithm shows me content from people I follow. So it's the follower feed. People I know or the content of people I know is put in order by the algorithm, and on the top of the row is the post the algorithm thinks I want to see the most because of how I acted before on the platform. On the very top of the page, you have your stories of other people, of the people you follow. Everyone said they know what stories, posts, and reels are, so I won't explain what these are. And here the order is from left to right. So what the posts who are more left are more important to you. But I found out that sometimes it depends on who you met. So maybe you have never taken action or liked a story from somebody, but you got a coffee offline together, and your cell phones were in the near of each other. So this also might be a thing for the algorithm to decide, oh, this is important what Tatiana does because you had coffee. It's a little bit scary. And we don't know exactly how the algorithm decides what is relevant for you. But here are the story bubbles, and the heart shows you all the interactions being made with your content. So every like, every comment, if your content was shared, if you got new followers, this is shown in the when you go on the heart. Here, this is the messenger symbol. So you have a messenger and you can write with people, like, you know, from Facebook. It's a chatting tool, and that is all for the home screen. Maybe you didn't know that you can turn off the algorithm. So when you go on For You here on the top left side, you can choose following, and then you get an order in a chronicle way. So not in a algorithm decided way, but in real time, like it was before 2017. This is something most people don't know. When you go on the lens down there next to the home screen symbol, you are on your Discover page, or you can also search for keywords or accounts. And on the Discover page, you are shown content from people you not follow. So this is new content the algorithm thinks might be interesting for you. And the Discover page looks different for all people and depends on how you consume content on the platform. To anticipate, it is a goal to be shown on this page, so that your content is suggested to other people when they go on the Discover page. When you go on the plus, you can create, and I think everyone said that they know how to create, in general, how to create postings. But let me lead you through these four types of postings. The first thing is the post, which was the first content existing on Instagram, a single photo, a single image post. And when you when you've chosen post down there, you immediately get to your camera roll and can choose a photo, or a photo you have already taken. Or when you go on this symbol, you can just take another photo. And by pressing this little button, you can choose up to 20 pictures for a post. And this is then called a carousel post, because you're swishing like a carousel through your images. I do so now with this image. On the next screen, I can add music, but be careful if the music is licensed. Here, a quick little tip. When you add sound collection in this search navigation, you will get suggestions who are license free. So all these songs you can put on your post and don't have to worry about being charged or anything worse. You can also write something down. This might be important. I talk about it later. Give some keywords on the photograph. You can also put another picture in the picture, which might be interesting for promoting an event, for example. So like now I am in the I put another picture in the screen, and I could play with me pointing on something and then putting the picture exactly there, which would be a more 2025 way to promote an event, for example. If I coach a lot of people in the classical niche, and let's say it like it is, a lot of posters are not social media like. The sign is not social media like, so you can play with it and yes, use the poster, but play with it by, overlay it and do something which expresses you more. You can also put filter on it or edit the picture in brightness and so on. So if you have edited your picture, you go to next and you are in your caption surface and you can there write a text about the post. That's what we already know from Facebook. That's how it all started. Important on this surface is don't forget to tag people, add a location, and maybe if you didn't know yet, when you choose more options, you can even schedule your post 4 weeks in advance. So it gets online by itself and you don't have to worry about it, which makes sense when you establish a routine and you don't want to think about Instagram all the time, but just do it once a month, 4 postings, scheduled, done. A little bit pain in the ass is that you can't schedule postings you shared with other people. So when you tag people, you have the option to invite collaborators. Is this the right pronunciation? I don't know. So that you share the post. So it's not only tagging, but the post will be like an original post from the other person too. And this doesn't come with when you schedule your post, just to know. So if you're a little bit more into the topic, you now understood what I was talking about. And if not, don't worry about it. Just tag the people. Always tag the people you're working with and who are on your photos and videos, but ask before if they are all right with it. A story post. So I did press on the plus and then I chose story and I'm immediately in my camera app, and I can either by pushing the button briefly take a picture or by holding the button film a short video. I can add text and I have a story, and this is online for 24 hours, and you know that already. That's what you told me before. When you choose reel, you again get to your camera roll and you can choose some videos to add to an editing software, and that's what I will do now. So I'm choosing 2 videos, go to next. I also can put on I can also choose to add an audio, but I won't do that now because mostly in our business we are making music ourselves and we don't have to worry about licensing because we just use what we are originally doing offline. And I am now in the editing window of creating a reel, and you find a lot of buttons which I think they are self-explaining. The importance is, and I will talk about this later, always think minimalism. You don't need fancy scene changes. You don't need a lot of snippets because most people only look for 3 seconds. So you don't have to edit a lot. You have to know what is important, and that is this button, adding text. When you speak in your reel, this button, because these are the automatically creatable undertitles, which is very convenient. And you have to know that when you press this arrow or just wish to the top, you get to your editing surface, which looks exactly like an editing software on your laptop or something like that. And when you choose and how to choose the videos on this surface, so you just press on them and then they color in yellow, and you can shorten these snippets by using your finger and sliding from left to right. If this is totally new to you and you want to dive in how to edit videos on Instagram, please write it in the chat. We have a second session and I can come back to that if you're interested in editing in particular. If you edited your video with a text and it's short and it's minimalistic, then go to next and you're again in the caption surface, can add text, again, tag people, and you can also schedule a reel in advance. And then press on share and it goes online. Last content type is the live. And this is scary for most people because, yeah, you're live in real time and everyone who follows you could join in and see what you're doing. I don't know why it is scary because this is what we do all the time, right? We do things live in front of people. So maybe this helps a little bit to try it out. And you can practice being live. So it's very small here on the top of this screen. When you choose this, you can choose also practice. And when you now start your live, you are not online. You're just live for yourself. You can adjust to being live and how it feels. And then you can stop it and maybe go live for real. This is the important thing about lives. So this is the plus in general and very brief explained. The next symbol is the Reels tab. So when you go to the Reels tab, it functions like TikTok, if you know the platform. So it's like all the videos are above each other, and you wish them away, and then you get the next one. And it just has the reason that it is an extra tab on Instagram, that Instagram still and always wanted to push this kind of content because TikTok was becoming so popular. And yeah, now we have the Reels tab here, and we don't have it. We do not have Reels only in the follower feed or in the Discover page. Yeah, here's a question. I'd like to know what Reels are and what advantage they have over stories. Yeah, I will answer that later in the presentation. All right, now we are, and you can go to your profile, and I will go back to my presentation because I have a little, some things to optimize your profile. First of all, to explain what you can find on your profile, you find your username, so the name of the account, then you find the name. So maybe when you have an actual enterprise which has another name than yours, you can there put your actual name in the name, and the username is different, like I have with Eclipse.de. So now here you can see my artist account. And important is that in the space where you put your name, you should put also a key search factor after your name, because the algorithm reads what you yourself think in which niche you are. So if you have a keyword there, this would be a recommendation from me to help the algorithm put you in a niche. Your profile picture should be high contrast and optimally a portrait of yourself, so people recognize you when they with a first look. Here is the bio, the biography. It's a brief overview of who you are and what you do. Let's also say what kind of content people can find on your account, because this is important. You can use social media like a homepage, but it won't get you a lot of reach. So if it's just a portfolio which doubles what people can find on your homepage, it's nice because they will find you, but you won't reach people if they don't want to find you. You know what I mean? So Instagram has the potential to create awareness for you, even if people are not looking for you. And if you use your Instagram as a second homepage, just putting information there you already have on the homepage, it's not gaining you any reach. We can talk about that later if you think about it and if you think this is questionable. Because there's always a discussion about what is professional and what is private and so on. So you have, I would recommend that you put something more in your bio than the hard facts of your profession. And maybe you don't know yet what this might be. For me, it changed when I became a mother. And so, I know this is German, you won't understand probably. In my bio, it says I am a musical performer and a mother. And because in musical theater, women don't tell about their children because of being afraid not getting any jobs anymore. I try to be transparent here with my content. That's what I say in my brief overview. So a reason or your why, it can also be I'm a countertenor because I don't know, I fell in love with this and that movie or this and that, not movie maybe, but so if you have a special, if something changed your career or if something led to the decision to do your profession, this can also be in your bio. Or another hobby you have. So if a great part of your life is your garden or cooking or something, it can also be like a unique selling point. Danke, Franzi. All right. Link to the website is very important because, yeah, you should have a professional website. I think everyone knows that by now. On your profile, you can also keep stories because, like we know, stories vanish after 24 hours, but in your story highlights, you can keep them forever. If you go to this plus, you can add a new story highlight and you get to your archive of all the stories you ever posted. And I recommend to use the story highlights as a portfolio. So I have an actual project there. I have a podcast as well. I put there my business, Eclipse. Okay, actually, it's not a very good example at the moment. I show you my other, I show you my business page in the following, and you can see a better example there. If you didn't know that, you can pin posts on your profile. So normally the latest post is the first one being shown on your profile, but you can pin 3 posts. And this can also be used as a portfolio. So as an artist, I recommend to have, if you have an about me, where you speak and where I get to know you, where I can see you talking. And this is the best way to learn about your personality. you know, hear your voice, see how you act. So I would really recommend to have an about me or a portrait, a stage video, you in action doing what you do, and or actual projects. And if you are in the teaching game, you can also put offers there, like Canva templates with that's what I offer. Or this would be another strategy, you put your best performing content there, because you can assume that if people already reacted to the content and they will come to your and new people come to your account, they probably will also react, and this boosts the algorithm. But more about boosting the algorithm in the following. Here the other example, this is my business page, and that's what I meant. So I have here story highlights. I have client feedback as a story highlight. I have my actual offers, and I didn't we did something about the Instagram ABC, so explaining Instagram from A to Z. Z, is it? Oh God, my brain's not working anymore. And it's used as a portfolio, as well as I pinned some posts who are in general good information having there as when somebody has a first look on my account. In the presentation, you will also find some useful Instagram terminology. I hope that I targeted the most useful ones, so you can, when you are in your platform and you don't know what some symbols mean, maybe you or probably will find them in this presentation. Here, the last thing on this slide is about insights, because you can get information about how your reach of every single post is, but only when you have a creator or a business account. And this is a little bit complicated. Yeah, we all know that Meta is running Instagram and Facebook, and there is a linking option, and there are these different types of Facebook profile, Facebook page, Instagram private profile, Instagram public profile, business profile, creator personal, and so on. So I put these things all in this slide, and maybe you can, if you have questions about linking the two pages and about what type of Instagram account you should have, or what you actually have and how to change it, I recommend, or I ask you to study this slide and dive into the burger menu. That's what I call, this is when you are on your profile and you have these 3 lines, that's what I call burger menu, and that's where you find your settings and where you can also link different pages. And try to find out what you want and what you have already, and try to do it on your own to link if you want to link it. And maybe I have the answers here. If not, ask me in the second session. But I recommend, if you use, and that's what I asked before, if you use your account or if you want to use your account in a professional way, it is good to have insights about your reach. So I recommend to either change your profile into a creator profile or a business account. Creator account or business account, that are the frames. Two, if I go back in the presentation, to get research and analysis about how your content performs. And so if you really decide to put effort and time and sweat and these things, a lot of emotions in creating on Instagram on a regular basis, then you should check your insights regularly to save time. All right. We are an hour in, and I suggest to take a short break and go on with algorithm and how to create and to design posts in 2025 after this break. If you have questions, we can also take, I can also answer some. If you have questions to the first part of this session, we can also do that at the beginning of the second part of the session. So just write your questions down and I will try to answer them when we come back. Let's say 5 minutes. Is this all right with you? Okay, nice. Hello, Franzi. Bist du da? Are you there? Not yet. Okay. Franzi asked if I could show you how to transform a personal account into a business or creator account. Sure. I show you. Oops. So I am on my profile and I go to the burger menu, the 3 lines there, and then scroll to Creator Tools and Controls, this symbol, and look for Switch Account Type. I have a creator account because for a while Instagram said it would be very good to be seen as a creator. I can tell you if this had any effect on my reach, actually. But getting the insights is the recommendation I have for you. Could you follow, Franzi? Did you find it? All right, and for next time, I would love to see how to edit reel videos. All right, let's do that. Next session, 22nd of October. Okay, let's go on. But first, how are you? Are you still with me? Any questions so far? The advantage of this profile, of the profile type, you mean, is that that Instagram collects data about the performance of your content. So you can see how many people have seen the reel, how many not followers have seen your reel, how long have they looked at your reel until they switched to the next one. That's all things you can use to effectively create your content. Because, for example, when you find out through the data that people only look 3 seconds at your reels, why create reels which are longer? So if you know my crowd is only watching for 3 seconds, then you don't have to put a lot of effort in showing people longer videos. Or if you want to show people longer videos, you have to keep them through the 3 second obstacle. You know, okay, 3 seconds that is how I lose them. So I need to start differently, or I need to put something on this in the second to keep them in my content. Threads is a different app, and I don't use it. Everyone told me to use it, or everyone said it's new, you should use it. I don't, so I can't tell you anything about this app. It's the Twitter. It's similar to Twitter. All right. Any other questions so far to marketing basics? Okay. Then let's go on with the algorithm. Which types of posts should I use to achieve optimal reach for my target audience? And this hopefully answers the question about reels and stories and stuff. The algorithm assesses all posts based on relevance and determines how effectively they are presented. So that's what I already told you about when we were in the app. In the follower feed, it's the most important for you is the first shown on the top. The first post in stories, it means the post which is on the left side. This is what the algorithm thinks is the most important for you. Which is on top of the Reel tab is the most important for you, the most recommended for you. And one aim is to be visible on the Discover page to gain reach. Reach by posting type, contribution type in 2025. In your network let's put it another way. Stories and lives are likely to be seen in your network. It's rather not likely that stories and lives are seen from not followers. Posts, so photo, image posts, carousel posts are shown a little bit outside of your network. So this is what the algorithm does, you know. So for a couple of years, I think it was in 2021, 2022, it was mostly reels shown to the outside of your network because Instagram wanted to follow TikTok. Instagram didn't want that everyone changes to TikTok, so they made this radical change and put reels on the platform and pushed reels, really pushed reels. That's the time when I had some reels with 250,000 views, only because reels were popular. Reels are still popular to reach people outside of your network. So this is when you think about your strategy. Okay, I want to gain followers. I want to reach people outside of my network. Then you have to create video content. That is just that's it. For first of all, yeah, if you I got some social media handles from 3 people, I think, and I scrolled through them, and they were mostly image posts. So this could be the big change for you to get more reach. Just doing video in 2025, and I'm sure it will continue 2026. So this is what Reels do. They have most reach when you compare it to the other types of postings. You asked, I don't know who asked, but the difference to a story is that Reels are all stay on your account, and stories vanish after 24 hours, except you put them in a story highlight. But this is the main difference. Reels stay, stories go. In stories, you can either put videos or photos. Reels are always a video. So even if you put photos in them, they are edited after another, and in the end, it's a video. But I understand it's not very clear because it came all, you know, it was more developed as add-ons. All these different content types were development of the platform and not really planned from the beginning. So it's very, if you didn't follow from the beginning, it's very difficult to understand what it all means. Going back to the funnel with all the content type reach thing, it means with Reels you get awareness. With posts, lives, and stories, you can fill the levels interest, desire, and action. Yeah, you can assume posts, lives, and stories are seen if you design them in a proper way. I will get to that. In your community, and reels are also shown to people outside of your community. Which leads me to ranking criteria of the algorithm, and I answer this question in the chat first. When are the best moments during the day to post things? There was a time when it really was important when you post your videos. This is not fact anymore because the algorithm changed in the last year. So it's not so important when you post, but I would recommend to look at your insights when you have them, but give them time, like 4 weeks, and then check out when most of your community or people in your community are online. This is, in our branch, it's between 6 and 8 p.m. So I would recommend that, not in the middle of the night and not very early in the morning. But it's not so important anymore. More important is that you create on a regular basis, and creation is the important thing. So it also counts that you consume, but Instagram has to get to know you as a creator, and therefore you have to create. The simplest routine I recommend is working on posting 1 story a day, the least. And then it's not so important if you have the gaps in your normal posts, like the posts who stay, reels and postings. So if you have a story a day, Instagram knows you are a creator, you are active, you want to get in touch with other people. So first, if you start, and I assume that most, or that's what you also answered in the beginning, most people are not using Instagram on a regular basis. So this is the first step to cross. Try to create 1 story a day. Keywords is very important. So if you do not have that now, start to make a list of all keywords you can think of in your niche. So in my niche, it's musical theater performer, it's singer, it's theater, it's mother, it's mom too, it's Vereinbarkeit, German, care work. So that's what. So I'm not only talking about keywords about your profession, but if you have the add-on already, you know, the maybe specification of your of your skill, maybe you're only singing Mozart, or if you you know, are you can tell future as well. If you want to do only modern opera, you can also buy keywords, put yourself in the niche of where you want to be. Actually, I always get also the question about language. It is more likely to get reach um, with your foreign, what is it? Not foreign. With your, is it original motherland? Muttersprache. So I get more reach when I post in German because that's my niche. That's where I work in, and it's much more complicated to get reach when I post in English because I have there are so many postings in English. So if you can, mother tongue, thank you. Thanks you. Gott, Leute. Is the keyword hashtag the same? Yeah, I tell you that later. So I would recommend not only using keywords describing the overall, the general niche you are in, but also find things which make what you do special. Interaction and engagement is one of the most important ranking criteria at the moment. And then it is all after that, or on top of that, it's all about aesthetics, relevance, and your content if you are ranked on top. Let me dive into all the different ranking criteria. Keywords. I talked about regularity before, so it's, for me, it is one story a day at least, and then try, if you, so more is always better, but but also quality before quantity. So if you're just posting to post, and it has nothing to do with your niche, because it is your garden, and it has nothing, you're not a gardener, so this is not your unique selling point above singing, then it doesn't make sense to put a post about gardening on your account. So rather less and more referring to your target audience than just posting. Posting in 2 languages is always very, it takes a lot of time. Okay, you have ChatGPT now, but this is also, Instagram also has an automatic translator. So I think this is a thing you have to figure out by posting. So you can't decide it now and then know how to do it. So try English, try your mother tongue, and I learned that now. Thank you very much. And try both and see how the content performs. But I would always recommend in our business to decide what's effective for you. So if you don't post the post because you think, oh, but I have to do it in 2 languages, and this is your obstacle to just do it. Remember, point number 1. Then just do it and forget about 2 languages. Just post it in your mother tongue, and don't keep it as a draft forever on your cell phone. About keywords, a couple of years ago, the word there was hashtags. Now it is keywords, because hashtags are not so important anymore, because the Instagram reads all the text. All the text is. So you don't have to put the symbol before, the cross before. You can mainly just put the words there. So basically, it is very important to put keywords there, and be aware that that this is one of the things that can put you in your niche, or that puts you in your niche, and like I said before, can put you in a future niche. So if you want to change your career, you can put different keywords there and get visible in another niche. Only by labeling your posts will be effectively reach your target audience. And that's red, because sometimes I see still postings without captions, for example. And yeah. Proper usage of keywords. I already said that all texts are analyzed by the algorithm in photographs, videos, and captions, as well as in spoken language. So ensure that you have niche specific keywords in every post. If you don't have it in, because you remember content marketing, and you are not telling about making theater, but you are telling about, I'm preparing for the premiere and baking some muffins. Yeah, the niche would be baking suddenly. Then please put some keywords in the caption, which still tell the algorithm this account and this post is for people who are in singing, whatever. And you can also list them separately beneath the text. So this is what hashtags did before, and I still put the symbol before actually, but it doesn't matter anymore. You can just put the words there. About interaction and engagement, first of all, what is interaction on Instagram? It's likes, comments, that your post has been shared or sent, and that your post has been saved. And these are the symbols to do so. And behind the importance of engagement is the simple fact that Instagram or Meta knows that people who interact will stay longer on the platform or even come back because they are in touch with other people. And this significant engagement leads to get into the rabbit hole if we want to name it, and leads to more money for Meta because they can post more advertisement and or show you more advertisement. But you can also see it in a positive way. Through interaction, you cultivate relationships and establish a network. So this is some singer recently told me Instagram became her agency, actually. So she puts a lot of effort in Instagram, and that's how she gets all her singing jobs. And this happens when you engage with people. So basically, that's also what I always tell people. Instagram should be your networking tool. And I can also talk numbers. In the last 4 years, I supported a lot of people, and those who decided to use it as a networking tool and really were creating content on a regular basis have now gained a community which gets them jobs, and it took them about 1.5 to 2 years. So it's a time investment as well. But if you do so, you will get a network online, and you will get you can use it as your agency. For engagement in your community, you can use stories, and I recommend to use engagement stickers. I show you what I mean with that, and lives. For engagement outside or beyond your community, you should use tagging. Told you before. You can use links. And you should think about a strategy how you can create postings which are shared and tagged. Simplest way is when you are offline at an event singing and you take a picture, ask people if they want to be on the picture, ask people about their social media handle in the following, tag them, and they will share back. So don't underestimate the correlation between offline and online. So this became a routine of mine that always, when I'm in a new crowd, and I do a lot documentary content as an artist, I take pictures with other people and connect with them online. And this strategy means that you are shown to this whole new community of this new person. So that's what's behind it. That's how you can reach more people. And this is really the most effective way to gain followers at the moment. So don't think that it will happen only online. No, 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 no. In our niche, and that's also what people mirror when I talk with them, the most important thing to network online is to have offline as a first touching point. But try to establish this as a routine for you when you are in your job as a singer. As a reminder, or I didn't show you before, so it's not a reminder. This I did. I'm in the story creator, so I did. I used the plus button, and then it opened this photo app, and then when you use this button, this menu opens, and that's what I mean with sticker menu. And these are the most important stickers for engagement. So the most important is the mention, the tagging sticker. And if you want to, you can also use like this engagement stickers for asking a question, making a poll, or this is a tendency sticker where people can just decide how much they like what they see in your story. When I talk about tagging or link and share, here's a little slide how to link and share. You can share your posts and reels via the messenger. This is the symbol. Or you can, so this is the share side, and this is the tagging side. In general, you can put an before any text, before any name, and it will be tagged. This is common to Facebook, so I think this is nothing new for you. But you don't need this button, this sticker. You can just add a text and add the before. As a strategic recommendation, I would suggest to begin with your narratives in general before you try to get beyond your community. So at the moment, if you start new, if you haven't created on a regular basis, start with engagement with your own community. There's a C missing, but you can hopefully imagine that. And begin with stories, actually, to warm up your own community, and to practice the aesthetics and the Instagram game. And now and then you try to post some video content. Speaking of Instagram aesthetics and Instagram game, let's dive into this very important topic. 2025, generally, it's very important to think simple, concrete, and catchy to reach people. And what I tell you now is all about strategy to reach people beyond your community. You know, we're talking about Reels now, and Reels is the type of content which gets you reach. So simple, concrete, and catchy are the keywords to create your content. I'll dive into all these things in detail, but as an overview, content with a wider reach should contain a strong hook. Have you heard the word hook before? I think it's in our common language as well. Oh, I have been hooked. So in visual or displayed text language, you should captivate your audience. And you have 1 second to do so. Then you should add real added value to what is shown next in your post. And I always tell people, create an aha experience for them, kind of a transformation for the reader, because this is what will stay in their heads. So either I will be amused, or I can gain knowledge or resolve a problem I am facing. Remember, data before how-to tutorials and funny memes. This is what people want to see. Or C, I can relate to what is shown. in general, the post should be designed very clear, very focused. You should tell the audience the heart of the topic in very short time, and this is really the most difficult part of the whole thing. Sometimes I think about hook and getting to the heart of it with people for 60 minutes until we find the idea for a reel. And reels typically last between 3 to 8 seconds, so you don't have much time to get to the heart of the whole thing. And 4, you need to have a clever call to action, because if you invite your audience to interact with your content, it's more likely that they will. That is the simple thing about the call to actions, but you can do it in a clever way and not by don't forget to subscribe, something like that. Some examples for a strong hook. Strong hook in visual or display text language that captivates you in 1 second. So I translated it for you because it's all in German. This was real. She's an instrumentalist and she teaches as well. And the hook we came up with was, "Tell me, Tatiana, when are you actually going to make up missed lessons?" The missed lesson, never. It got 150,000 views because it was very controversy. Yeah, a lot of people, what? And a lot of teachers who also are in the struggle of teaching one-to-one were like, oh my God, why are you not making up for the lesson? And so it was a good hook. Here is Jenny, and she is actually a musical performer, but she also posts a lot of about body positivity, and she did a reel about from her sound check as Hippo Gloria in the musical Madagascar, and yeah, this gained 4.5 million views, which was incredible, and also not only positive for her, and we had to work through that. But this was a strong hook because yeah, you see an untypical musical actress doing a sound check and calling herself Hippo, which was the name of the role actually, but not everyone knew that. And here's an example I did. The glamorous life of a musical actress, and I'm sitting on a toilet doing my vocal warm-up as some examples. Real added value as second point for a good post, or again, creating an aha experience. Lena, she is actually a politician, a cultural politician, so she fights for what we do, for the money we all need in our branch. And we decided to go for her for things she does on a daily basis, which is traveling a lot. And she did spray with a deodorant in an ICE train, which caused an alarm. And we thought, oh, this is a good thing to talk about. This is a thing which gives people knowledge, but also where people something to which people can relate to. So it had nothing to do with being a politician, but with traveling, which is also an relatable hook. And we added the value, and everyone learned that you should not use spray deodorants in ICE. So you can use this really daily stuff which relates to people, you know. I just skipped that. You can read that in links. About clearness to get to the heart in a short time, I want to tell I want to talk about the composition of the image or of the video, also how to do your graphic design actually. And as you can see, these are 3 examples how not to do it in 2025. I mean, she did everything right. She used video, it was real, and she used text. But as you can see, I can't read it. No, makes sense. So you have to, you always have to decide, or you have to always have to check if I can read in 1 second in 1 word or with this picture what I want to tell people. I recommend to create footage in which you have space to write something into, not use too many colors and too much text. And this is an example for a post we saw a couple of years ago all the time. It's a typical poster. But I don't know what the important information of this is. I would skip it. I don't know her. Then her name is big in letters. Open link is big. But what is the catchy thing? The catchy thing is actually what is down there. But in the visual, I can't see it. So be aware how to design your post. Here are some good examples. Here is what I talked about, giving space for your text, only 2 colors. If the person is the hook, which she is in this video, because no, I don't see people over 70 on Instagram, it is enough, minimalistic way of thinking. And here again, 2 space for text and only 2 colors. I observe this even before I hear the initial note. So be aware of your design. And as a tip, if you have designed something, if you have a post, present your work to someone for 1 second, put it away and ask the person, what did you see? And if this is not what you want to emphasize, you should consider another way of highlighting what you want to be in front of every or above of everything by, for example, using different footage, which would be a very big change, different font, different color, different arrangement, composition, and always think less is more. So, do you have questions until about these aesthetics and ranking criteria? It's all very theoretical, I know. Not so far. Okay. All right. To sum up, your whole content. So if you want to create an Instagram account, professional or used Instagram account which is used in a professional way, your content must comprehensively address the following aspects. First, raise awareness. Yeah, content that catches your target audience, and you can at the moment use reels to do so. Reels which include music, entertainment, or informational and educational impact, as well as relatable content. If your target audience is colleagues or so, people in the business, you can, for example, think about cliches we all know about singing and stuff, and people who also sing will relate. So when you are on the road now or in your job, just put on your social media glasses and observe if you find any moments who are relatable, like what I did when I did my vocal warm up on the toilet or in the toilet. What do you say? In the bathroom, not in the toilet. So this is things we all know happen as artists, and there are many, many more, which are funny, which are relatable. Then you should generate interest and desire, and you can do so with multifaceted face. How do you pronounce it? So with different types of content: image, video, text. You can give advice for a problem. You can ask for advice for a problem. Anything who gives you or who invites people to get in touch with you is the keyword there. And the following. So you should initiate a window for interaction. Like I said, don't underestimate how you can work offline into online by asking people to collaborate, by asking people to be on your content, by creating content together, which is also fun. Point one, creating together. And strategically, come back to the beginning of the presentation. If you wish to expand, your focus should be there. Reels, some carousels, and a lot of content who probably will be shared. Tagging, document your concerts, tag the institution, tag the conductor, tag the ensemble, tag everyone, ask them if they want to share it, if they want to do something together. Plus hooks that are accessible, so like the Deutsche Bahn, the spray deodorant. So anything happens to you like that and is, not really your main message, but you can put your keywords underneath it, and people who will laugh about the spray deodorant may come to your account and dive in. This is also something I would recommend. So don't think a lot in your niche, but also think outside of your niche in your content, but invite the people to visit you and find out, oh, he's a singer. He's not only traveling. And this is also maybe a strategically goal for you, if you want to sell yourself an offer, masterclass, anything, then you should focus on this levels of the funnel, which means extended reels, like I explain in a detailed way how to do anything, because I know people who follow me and who already like what I'm doing will watch the whole video. So you can create longer video content, but be aware this is for your community. Yeah, and if you want to sell, this is a strategy to do so, to dive in, to help people get information and develop desire to book you as a coach or as a singer. Whole area, the whole opera, the whole concert. No, I would not recommend to post a whole concert. But you can go live from a rehearsal. I recommended that a lot of times, and nobody did before. Maybe I will do that with my project, because it's scary to let people to give people insights. into your process. I know that. In this presentation, I have checklists for you for postings, to sum it up, for reels and for stories. And at this point, I will thank you for this, for listening for 2 hours to this topic. I know you are all excited about rehearsing and singing and stuff. Do you have any questions I can answer in 1 minute?
Hi, thank you so much for this lecture. I just wanted to ask, because the information you shared was mostly from a perspective of an individual creator sharing on Instagram. Would sharing as a group or as an ensemble be different?
No.
Okay,
You
so you
can-
just Mhm.
You can use all the you can as a group you can do a lot of behind the scenes content as well. A lot. And it's really it's more fun. And as a group, that's what I find out at the moment, because I'm directing and we are a small team and we do a lot of content. It is very funny. It is very funny to just put the camera up and do what we do. And this is what emotionally what gives the audience emotions, or a feeling about who you are above what you do. So yes, please.
Good.
It's the same approach. Can you give me a word about, or what will you keep from this 2 hours? A sentence, a word, a feeling now, something you you think of at the moment when you hear all this stuff, and with what you go out in the world now. Yeah, one more task on your plate. And what I do now, I take a screenshot of your thoughts, because I can use this as content for what I do as Eclipse. So this is a final tip I have, to ask for feedback in whatever situation you are, and use it as well as content to talk about what you do. Because what other people say about your art, what you do, is most credible for future audiences. Yeah, and we can talk about, that's what I heard most about these feedback, is one more task on your plate. We can talk about this in the second session, because it just means you have to find, firstly, an effective way to do so, and secondly, maybe reduce somewhere else. So it's a focus shift. And I didn't tell you when I did my introduction, but I hated Instagram. It was awful. Really. It took me 6 years to come over myself and start creating. And yeah, I give you the short way to do so. So I hope you don't need 6 years to come from awful to, oh, potential. So let's talk about it in our next session. And yeah, I don't know. Gizem, do you have anything to add?
Yes, of course. Like maybe Elizabeth, if you could give like a very short summary of what the next session is going to be about, so that we can start getting excited about it.
Yes. So in the next session, we will talk about authentic artist branding, about what can be your content, so your unique selling point, and how to brainstorm that, how to start your journey to find what your impact on social media could be, or as an artist can be. Maybe you can have already thoughts about it. Maybe you know already what your impact as an artist is. I know mostly we start off with we love what we do, but I know there is a why behind the love what you do. So why are you doing what you do? And that's where we start to scratch to find your content about what you're doing as a profession and your unique selling point. And I will be also telling you about storytelling, copywriting, and finding effective hooks. And because it was a wish, we will dive into editing.
Perfect, amazing. And Elizabeth, I loved when you talked about feedback. It is a perfect segue into, guys, you have the feedback form in the chat. Please make sure to fill it in before you get off your laptops and continue with your day. I'm going to post it on the WhatsApp group that we have as well. Elizabeth, thank you so much. And I'm looking forward to the session on 22nd.
Cool. Have a nice day. Good
Bye-bye.
rehearsal.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Have a nice day. Bye.